Okay, I'm back. What? Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. So in the last video, it was my InDesign glitching because all I did was change the color to blue, and then I changed it back to paper, and it worked. So for whatever reason, it glitched out, and it wasn't giving me the color, but the process was the same, and and now it's white. So sometimes InDesign does glitch like that. Your computer sometimes, if it's working overtime, or if the software is working overtime, it just does what it does, and things like that always happen. And it's always going to happen during a demo when you're trying to demo something because, that's just when it should happen. All right, so I'm going to save just to make sure because I haven't saved in a moment. But anyway, so now we are all on the same page. And like I said, yours should have changed instantly. That was just a glitch with mine, so no big deal. We stay calm, we fix it, and then stuff happens. All right. So we have the contact us text box that we've already copied. We've made the changes. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to drag out a guide. So remember, our ruler is our guide. Let me go ahead and actually reset mine. I'm hit Command 0 so that it centers my document for me. All right, so we're going to drag out a guide. We're going to line it up with the bottom margin of the page. So again, remember, we can drag out the guide. Remember, we can have the guide fit inside of our document or outside. And I'm going to have mine sit outside because that's just what I like. I'm going to line it up with the bottom. So now it's lined up with the bottom of the page, that bottom margin, which is going to be pink, right? All right, so what we're going to do now is let's go ahead and select that guide. If we would have had the selection tool, the guide would have already been selected. So, but if you don't, just hit the selection tool and then click on the guide and you'll be able to select it. So the way you know it's selected, you'll see Y, you'll see the little guide symbol, and you'll see Y. So yours should be selected. What we're going to do now is we're going to, right after the 8.25, we're going to hit the minus 1.6p. No, sorry, 1.6 inches, and then the guide goes in place. So really what the inches will say is 6.65, but we're just showing you how you can do subtraction in InDesign, because InDesign is awesome. It does subtraction, it does addition, it does division, it does multiplication. It's really, really cool program. That's why it's my favorite. I'm telling you, it's my favorite program. It really is. All right, so now we have our guide in place set for us, which is awesome. What we're going to do now is we're going to make 4 copies of this text box. So that's 1, 2, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, we want 5. So let's make 5. This would be 5. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I did mine in kind of a staggering order, but it doesn't really matter. I just did that just to do it. So the bottom line is to have 5 boxes on the page that all say our mission and vision, and they're the blue boxes. If you have that, you are golden. All right. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is any one of these boxes we can grab. We're going to line up the first one with the top margin on the page. And then we're going to line up the second one. Actually, I need to move this one up a little bit. All right, we're going to line up the second one with the bottom margin of the page. Now, it doesn't matter if they're centered. It doesn't matter. It just matters that all of the boxes are inside of these 2 boxes, right? So the top box needs to be lined up with the top. The bottom box needs to have the top aligned up with the top guide. Success? I say yes. Hey, that rhymed. I wasn't even trying to rhyme. I'm telling you, I'm a poet and I know it. All right. So with that set up, what we're going to do now is we're going to select all of the boxes, right? So let's just go ahead and select them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you have all the boxes selected, we're going to make sure that they're aligned. They're distributed evenly, but they're going to be distributed based off of this top box and based off of this bottom box. So with them all selected, now I got to move over to my align panel. Let's navigate to that. And let's go ahead and choose, see where it says distribute objects? You guys see that? We're going to choose distribute vertical centers. That is not what I meant to do. Not even at all. Distribute vertical centers. Yeah, we are going to distribute vertical centers, but I forgot to do something first. Okay. We're not distributing it to the page, okay? So make sure you hit undo, and yours looks just like mine. We're not distributing it to the page, we're distributing it to the selection because we want it to line up with this box and we want it to line up with this box. If we do what I just did, it's aligning it with the entire page. So what we want to do is go down here where it says align to. You guys see that? Click on that, and now let's choose align to selection. Success. All right, so now when we choose distribute vertical centers, now it's distributing it based off of the selection. All right, now life is happy. We're happy. I'm happy. You're happy. We are one big happy family. And since that's my nickname, that works so amazingly. All right, so what we're going to do now is, now there's even spacing between everything and we're happy. We're going to go ahead and, like I said, we're going to fix all of this wonderful stuff soon. But for now, just for this very moment, for this very second, we're going to just go ahead and change the names because we don't need it centered because we actually have to move them all in a little bit. So what we're going to do now is go back to our Word document. I like to copy the word from here just to make sure like spelling everything is correct. So we know that we already have our mission and vision, right? That headline. I'm going to go ahead and copy ship characteristics. I hit Command C, copy that, or Control C, copy that. I'm going to go to the second area and paste ship characteristics in. You see what I'm doing, right? I'm just copying and pasting the heading. So I'm going to go for the next one, which is embarked air wing. Copy that. Go back to InDesign. So I'm just going back and forth between both programs. Paste that in. I noticed that it added an additional space. You guys see that? So I'm going to hit delete to delete that space just to make sure it's perfectly centered like it should be. Make sense? All right. If you guys have any questions on these videos, you guys can ask me inside of our Google Classrooms or Hangouts. Hangouts is where we ask questions. So you can ask me inside of Hangouts and I will answer them. I have no problem doing that. All right. Control C. And let's go back to our InDesign document. Let's paste that in. Life on board. And then we have one more. Primary weapon systems. Let's copy that. And Control C again. And I'm going to paste that in. Okay. And I'm not worried about it being too big at all. For now, this is good. I'm going to hit Control S to save it. All right. Once I have that, that's all I need for now. So I'm going to go to the layers panel. I'm going to lock the text layer. I'm going to save. And at this very moment, I'm going to end the video. And I'm going to see you guys in just a few moments. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here.